Did you know there is a man like Charlie Kirk in the Book of Mormon? Let's talk about it today. Welcome to day 96 of the Seek Him First Book of Mormon Challenge. In Alma 1, there's a man named Nehor who rose up and was preaching priestcrafts. He wanted to gain popularity with the people and be supported by the people. He didn't want to labor with his own hands, so he said flattering things to the people to gain popularity. They did indeed start supporting him and funding him so he could preach his priestcrafts. He stirred up a lot of contention in the land. Gideon decides to stand up against him. Gideon was an old man at this time and had been a courageous defender of truth many times in his life. Gideon decides to admonish Nehor in front of a crowd and calls him out on his priestcrafts, and they start to contend. Nehor drew a sword, and with Gideon being stricken in years, he could not withstand his blows, and he slayed him. The people told Alma, who is now the chief judge, the crimes that Nehor had committed. And Alma said he could not turn a blind eye to what he had done, because if they didn't punish him according to the laws that had been established, the vengeance would ultimately come upon them and the people. The laws were put together before King Mosiah died, and they were agreed upon by the people. So they all agreed that he must be punished for not only the priestcrafts was his crime against him, but killing an innocent man who had defended truth in their community for many years. They ended up taking Nehor up to a hill called Manti, and he died an ignominious death. Before he died, though, he did admit to the heavens and the earth that he knew all along what he was saying was false, and that he was caught up by the devil. So that was his final words, admitting that he knew he was wrong the entire time he was preaching the false doctrines. Although Nehor did admit that he was preaching false doctrines, nevertheless, people still continued to go forward preaching his doctrines because they believed the vain things that he spoke and wanted to stay in their idolatry. This created a big divide in the people, and they tried to continue to enforce the laws, but things got sticky when they pretended like they believed it, because in the law, they punished liars, they punished murderers, but they couldn't punish belief. So the people who continued to carry on Nehor's word, they went about preaching his words and continued to pretend that it was their own colloquialisms. So we see this divide in the people, and as these people got more wicked, the church got stronger. In this chapter, we learned that even after death, your influence can still continue, for good or for evil. Gideon's influence continued to help the church, and Nehor's influence continued to pursue evil. So today we need to decide who's on the Lord's side. We need to decide, because no man can serve two masters. You cannot serve God and mammon.